wonderful music, Father. It makes my heart happy.
Baba Tunde, one day you will inherit this music bag and all that is in it, and you will play it with your hands.
Yes, Father.
Your grandfather, before he died, told me, I will birth a creative son like himself, and the world will hear his voice. You were still in your mother's womb then.
Baba Tunde, you were born on the night your grandfather died, so I knew you were the creative child he told me about.
My creative son. I'm sure my granddad was already high on palm wine and tobacco the day he told my father those things. Did my father not even take his own dose of tobacco before playing his flute that evening? I'm telling me those nonsense talk. Can you imagine? My life don't pass all this kind of prophecy inside this economy at my age. Creative son. I'm only worried for Emak. I can't even tell that I'm leaving because she will try to talk me out of it. Okay, I know what to do. I will just take this family flute, then hand it over to her. Something she can hold on to for the days she won't be seeing or hearing from me. Will she even hear from me again? In fact, he said I will meet Lekki baddies and I will forget the love of my life. Yes, yeah, go, Sha. But I love that girl. I love her very much. Am I prepared to go and see her and give her these things? So I don't get money now to give her as parting gift now. Make she shall collect my property now. Amaka no will give me.
They say when a man is about to leave everything behind, his heart grows heavier than his steps. That evening, Tunde had already made his decision. He would go to Lekki. He would join Ifeanyi. But Amaka would not be aware of his movement. Not because he did not love her, but because he knew she would never let him go. Tunde searched his small room for something, anything he could leave her with. But he had nothing, no money, no jewelry, no gift worthy of the love she had given him. Then suddenly he remembered. Hidden among all things was something his father once gave him. A small wooden flute. It had belonged to his grandfather, a family treasure passed down through generations. Tunde picked it up carefully and dusted it. For a moment, he just stared at it. Then he whispered softly, "This will do." That evening, as the sun began to set, Tunde went to see Amaka. She welcomed him with the same smile, the kind that always made him forget his worries. But this time, Tunde could not forget. He tried his best to act normal. He laughed when she laughed. He spoke like everything was fine. But deep inside, his heart was not at peace. After he had eaten and they had chit-chatted, he reached beside him and brought forth the flute bag. Amaka was surprised and asked him why he brought the flute bag to her. Tunde smiled sheepishly and searched for a lie to tell her. As usual, Amaka believed him, but she was troubled because Tunde had told her the history of the flute and how it was passed down to his father. "Don't worry, Amaka. Just trust my lead and do as I say," Tunde told her. Amaka agreed and stopped questioning him. Tunde added, "Whenever you feel like something is not right with me, play it." Amaka laughed softly. "You and your strange words," she said. But deep inside, Amaka didn't understand what was going on. But she was tired of questioning him as well. Amaka knew this was not just a gift, but she never knew it was a goodbye or a placeholder until she sees Tunde again. They talked a little longer that evening about nothing and everything, and when it was time for Tunde to leave, Tunde looked at her a little longer than usual, as if trying to remember her face. That night, Tunde could not sleep. Before the first light of morning, he packed his things quietly, and without a word to anyone, Tunde left his trenches neighborhood for Lekki. The road was long, from the narrow crowded street to the wide, clean roads of the city. As he moved farther away, everything began to change. The houses grew bigger, the cars became finer, and the air itself felt different. By the time he reached Lekki, Tunde knew he had stepped into another world. When he arrived, the house was more full, unlike the last time he came. Tunde was shown his own quarters, and he was allowed to rest a while. Tunde was allowed some decorum that day, and the only thing he could think about all through the day was Amaka. But he had to do what had to be done. Days and weeks passed. Tunde had become more comfortable living the Lekki life, although he promised himself he would go back to the love of his life, Amaka. Before long, Tunde started making progress in learning the new trade he was introduced to by his boss, Ife BTC. Ifeanyi had given Tunde an ultimatum of 9 months to make his first 100,000 naira. But guess what? With the hustle spirit in Tunde's heart, he believed he would make more than 100,000 naira for the first time, and it happened. After just 6 months of sleepless nights, Tunde was able to make over 5 million naira for the first time. Ifeanyi was shocked, but he didn't show it. Ifeanyi took his own cut, and Tunde kept his own cut. Now, Tunde was motivated. He was drawn. In his entire life, he hadn't made more than 100,000 naira at once, nor had he made 1 million naira. Tunde thought to himself, if I can make over 1 million naira in this short space, I can double that amount in another 6 months. And yes, it happened again. Only it was not up to 6 months before Tunde made another huge amount. He made over 20 million naira. His joy knew no bounds. He was so happy. But Ifeanyi was more happy for him. One afternoon, Ifeanyi called Tunde and sat him down. Ifeanyi said to Tunde, "Tunde, you have become one of my right-hand man. You are a shining star, and you cannot be moving ordinarily like that. You have now become a man. I have to take you to Asaba next week.